So, hey everyone, welcome back to Create Your Ears in podcast. This is Christmas specials with Michael Robbins, and we have him on board. So, before we begin, I just want to tell this is a second video podcast, and I'm very excited to do this because Michael Robbins is a guy who is very expert in audio stories and recording things because he's a professional voiceover artist, and I'm very happy to have him on board for a Christmas specials because this is something I was really waiting from since the month of June. And with that process, we did Prisoner's Daughter. And that time I know, okay, this man got really amazing voice. He is the one who can do Christmas stories really good. And he came to know in the month of, I guess, 2 3 months before, right?
I think it was May, April or
No,
May.
no, 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 no.
When
About
did,
Christmas, about Christmas.
oh gosh, yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You were all over it. You were excited. I go, it's not
Yeah.
even close to Christmas.
Yep. But this is what we do as a planning and creator and producer thing.
Sure.
That's what our plan is. Like any channel does that. So
Yeah.
that was a thing. So before, like we talked, welcome to the show, Michael Robbins.
Well, thank you, AJ, and I'm very happy for you that your podcast is doing so well, and was pretty cool to hear about Prisoner's Daughter. So that's pretty
Yep.
neat.
Yep. So it's early morning here, early not. I mean, it's 11 a.m. But how are you doing today? It's I guess 9:30 plus here in
Yes, it's
California.
9:30 in the evening in Southern California, and it's cool here, but it's California, so it's pretty decent weather all the time, and just
Awesome.
nice to be on with you. Thank you.
Awesome. So you are looking the perfect Santa Claus for
I,
our
you know,
show.
I didn't even do this because of that, and now you brought it up.
So what you do now, just click a selfie and send it to me, or just tell someone because now I'm going to add a hat on using the Canva, and I'm going to make you a proper Christmas
Oh my God.
presentation. Get a selfie, and I'm going to do that because I don't have much pictures
Uh,
of you. You just send me some Google screenshot of Michael Robbins, and I'm using that. Just click some photos. This is looking very good.
all
So
right, I'll do that tomorrow when I'm take a break at work or something.
Yep. Awesome. So, to all the listeners, this is Christmas specials, and you must have heard Elves and the Shoemaker, which Michael Robbins is doing. He's played the part and he's done it wonderfully. You must have heard it because this interview comes after the release, and the episode aired on 4th of December. This is maybe I guess Wednesday, Thursday when you will be listening. So this was an excellent storytelling, and when I was listening to that part, it was like some kind of different, like I was just closing my eyes and listening to every word. It was very like wonderfully presented and delivered by you, Michael Robbins. Thank you so much
Wow.
for doing that.
Well, I appreciate the compliment. It's very nice. So
Yeah, I love your voice, and that's why I wanted you. So I am really happy at this moment. This is our first Christmas. Last year we did, but this was like this special Christmas because our show is now like building up stage. Last year was just step one, and this is the step two. So this is like a new thing for me, and Spotify video thing, so people can see us
that's
at this
cool.
moment.
I love Spotify. I've been using Spotify. I've been paying for it for years, and my
Oh,
daughter, she had 66,000 minutes that she
oh,
listened to this year. She
Mm.
sent me her thing yesterday or the day
Yep,
before,
yep,
and
yep. Wrapped.
I only had like 5,400 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But she listens to a lot. She loves music. So
Oh,
it's Spotify's awesome. I love it, and I'm glad that they're doing video for
yes.
podcasts. That's huge, and that's huge for
Yes.
you.
Yep.
So
Yep. As a
that's cool.
creator, it's a good thing because now we can showcase a lot of artists around the world, and they get a chance to get featured on the show. As our show is doing pretty good, so it gets a chance for them to highlight their skills, and people can come to know about their whole thing, what they are doing. So let's begin with the first question. This is a Christmas thing, and we are in the Christmas month. We are in the December 2022.
Yeah.
So let's go back, I guess 30 40 years before, when you were like 6 7 year 8 year old. How did you celebrate Christmas when you were as a child, like growing
Yeah.
up? Please
Well,
share.
I moved around a lot when I was a child. My mother is German. My father was in the armed forces, in the Air Force, and stationed over in Germany. Met my mom there, so I spent a lot of years moving around. And I think when I was probably 6 or 7, I think I was in Germany at the time. And my grandparents, my German grandparents, those were the Christmases that I loved because they do it up right there.
Yeah.
They do Christmas Eve, and I still love Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, you open up the presents, you have some great food
Yeah.
and all the good stuff when you're a kid. So that I really enjoyed that. That was my favorite.
Wow. So you have a German background. What was
Yes.
that story of coming to America?
You know what? It was kind of seamless for me because I was born in Germany, yes, but my father being in the armed forces, I'm a U.S. citizen. So it was no big deal for me. It was a big deal for my mom, but
Yeah.
not for me. And so we moved around a lot. I've lived in a lot of different places, and you have to learn to adjust and make friends.
Mm.
And I did that, and that was not easy when you're young. Because then dad says, "Hey, we got to move. We're
Sure.
moving to." Lancaster, California, or Omaha,
Okay.
Nebraska, or Kansas City, Missouri. I mean, yeah.
Oh
So
man.
that was hard. It was
So,
not
so
easy.
yes, yes, I can see that. I can see it. I mean, I can't imagine moving places, So everything, the environment, people around you, the culture and the nature around you, everything changes. So like the question was different, but as you told me about this whole moving thing, I have a question for you.
Sure.
How celebrating Christmas, as you told me about, it was all about gifts and all, but how celebrating Christmas changed when you shifted places? Like you were in this A place, then you changed it to B. So celebration was change. How was celebration changed, or was it the same?
It was pretty much the same. We received as a kid, you're always excited about the presents, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
we didn't have a big church background, so I didn't go to do the church thing or anything like that. But Christmas was traditional. We kept it the same. We had good food before
mm,
opening presents and gathering around the tree. I mean, it was a
yeah,
big tradition to do
yeah.
that, and that's what my mom grew up with.
Mhm.
And I love that. I think it's great. We received gifts from my German grandparents. We'd get big packages with
Yeah.
beautifully wrapped presents, and my grandmother would wrap them nice, and she would have these great wooden little
Okay.
ornaments that
Oh,
you
yeah,
could put
yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah,
tree.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We did stuff like that. There was a lot of traditions that we did,
Uh,
like nice candles and all that good stuff.
So I was talking about here is like the friend circle. When you shift places, you might have made best friends in one place, and then you changed places.
Yeah.
That might be the Christmas memory for you. So how was that? How was your thing with the friends and the Christmas part? Like, was it good emotionally? Down? What was that?
It was hard in the beginning when I was younger, but as I got older, I got used to,
Yeah.
making friends and becoming closer to people and that kind of thing. So it got a little easier as I got older. Probably when I was 9 or 10, I got better at it, and I made longer lasting friends. That we did a lot of fun stuff together, and if I
Yeah.
lived in an apartment or whatever, then I hung out with them and slept over their place, and we stayed up and
Yeah.
watched Saturday Night Live and ate
Yeah.
stupid food until late, and did all that. So yeah, I mean, I learned to adapt and
Yeah.
and make new friends. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
helped me a lot. It's been
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yep, yep. This thing happening in early period of your life makes you more emotionally stronger because you've gone through all that emotional drama. So I
Yep.
think it helped you a lot with emotional stability and emotional, like being mentally strong with all this kind of drama happening around you now, like after pretty
Yeah.
much 10, 20 years now. So
Well, I was an only child too. I didn't have any brothers or
oh,
sisters. So that made it
oh,
even harder.
oh.
And then I wished I had brothers and sisters, but as I got older, I realized, yeah, maybe it wouldn't be so good if I had brothers and sisters because we'd probably fight all the time.
Okay, 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 okay. So, uh, now, as you told me about, I didn't know that this shifting places. Oh, might have forgotten. You told me in the last interview, but I don't remember at this moment. But when you told me about like you shifted places, and now here comes the one question that I had in mind. Any special Christmas memory you remember? Like that was the best thing happened throughout this. It may be at any place that have happened in any period of time, but uh, anything from childhood that you remember, special thing.
Whenever it snowed. Whenever
Oh,
I
yeah.
lived in a place
Mm.
and it snowed on Christmas, that was awesome. That was the best time
Wow.
because I lived in a lot of places that like Nebraska and Kansas, Kansas City, and I lived in places that snowed a lot. And I lived in Lancaster, California, that didn't
Yeah.
snow, but a
Mm.
lot of places I lived snowed, and that was cool. When you're a kid and there's
Yes.
snow,
It's the best
you can't
feeling.
go yeah, you can't go wrong with that. You just can't.
Okay. Okay. Any memory that you remember like that you remember throughout, like, oh damn, this is the best thing that happened. Like, okay, you remember every single time, any mischiefs or anything that you can recall at this moment.
Oh, I got a bike for Christmas one
Oh,
year. It's
wow.
my first bike, and
How old
but
were
I
you?
was young. I was young. I was probably like 5, 6.
Oh,
I rode a bike very young. I think I must
wow.
have been 5, and it was in Germany, and I loved it. That's
Oh, wow.
getting a bike for Christmas. That was
Yes.
the best. Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
And my
Ra-
dad taught me how to ride.
Yeah, yeah.
And I learned really quickly. So getting a bike for Christmas, big memory for me. And of course the snow. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome. This is really like lovely to listen. I can also imagine getting a bike. I didn't got a bike, but my brother got it, and we both
Yeah.
celebrated that moment when we got a bike. And it's like Diwali is kind of Christmas for us in India. So that's the period where it's winter. It's kind of winter, and we are exactly. I can relate the thought of getting a bike. Thank you for sharing this wonderful memory. Let's go more deep into this emotional drama now. Uh,
Sure.
how has celebrating Christmas changed over the period of years? Like as a child and now in 2022, like in this 40, 50 years, how has it, how the celebration has changed for you?
Um, well, I mean, I have a daughter. So and she's 20 right now. Um, so obviously, when you're a kid, it's all about what am I
Mhm.
getting for Christmas? What are we doing?
Yeah,
What am I eating? And then you go ahead and have a kid,
yeah,
and that changes everything. Up until that point, when you're really young, you go to a lot of places during the holidays,
mm,
friends' houses, your parents' house, so you're kind of split all over the place. But when
yeah,
you have a child, that changes everything. It's all about them now.
yeah,
So and you try to make it the best you can. You get them the coolest things, you do the funnest things, you make sure that your traditions are carried on, Christmas Eve, and
yeah,
pass
yeah,
that on, that sort of thing. So that's how it's changed, is it's morphed into, hey, it's all about your kid,
yeah,
your child. And of course, your loved one too,
yeah,
your wife,
yeah, yeah,
my girlfriend. Um, we want them to have a nice Christmas together, and
mm,
we want to enjoy each other's company.
yeah,
And that's how I think it's changed and has more meaning. It makes it a lot more special, when you have everyone together that you love,
yes,
particularly your daughter and my girlfriend's son. It's all important to have them together. And it
yep.
gets a little annoying, like you did when you were younger, where you go, oh, hey, it's time. I gotta go see
Yeah,
so and so down at their
yes.
house, and you're fragmented and you're split. And now it's like, I want everybody around and I want to enjoy it. So
Mm,
that's what's changed. It's become a lot more personal. It's become a lot more, I want to be together with everyone.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and when the daughter says, I got to go see my mom,
Mm,
in who's in another place,
mm,
then you're like, oh, okay, so she's doing the same kind of the
yeah,
same thing, just in
yeah.
a different way.
Mm.
And you want her and her attention to be with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
but
Like,
they're young, so there's not much
yeah,
you can do
yeah, yeah.
about it.
Well,
And they can drive.
yeah, yes. It's kind of very family drama thing for you.
Yeah, yeah,
For you, I think that you calm down with the celebration part, with over the period. Like when you were young, you used to celebrate, go out and do things, and now as you
yep.
became you had family, you have daughter 20 years old, and now you have calmed down, like you want to spend much time with the family rather than going out and see things happening. You want
Yes.
to make it special for them and make it more memorable, because these are the years, after 5 6 7 years, everyone will spread out, may not get that much time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think like you slowed down and you thought like, okay, I want to make this particular period more special, so it becomes a memorable thing for me.
And when
uh
you get older,
yeah.
things go by very quickly. And
Yes.
I'm what am I this year? I'm 56.
56.
Things go by really fast now.
Yeah. Yes,
Like
yes, that's
it's
true.
December
That's
1st
true.
today that
That's
we're recording
but
this.
but
It's
one
like,
thing, I'd like to share here, add on to your thought, like how things go very fast is you are busy and you're loving the work. You are very into the work. You love the process, you love the work, because that's what I can add on to that. The moment you're busy with the work and things happening, you don't know what's going out, and okay, how the world changed. Like, okay, it's
right.
December. The moment you are not loving the work, no, not loving what you want to do, or not in something that are engaging you,
Hmm.
you started counting the days. You start
Yeah.
like,
And
okay,
you
yeah.
don't want to do that. That's no fun at all.
Yes, so I guess that's the thing, because I see that happen with me, and I can just add on that to the thing that things are changing really fast. We are like in
Yeah.
the end of the December 2022. Okay, this was wonderful. You shared pretty much very like heartwarming thing here. Now let's jump on our project that we did, Elves and the Shoemaker Christmas specials. To all the listeners and the viewers, I just want to tell you that I didn't know about this, and I don't think that you knew. It's a three-part. It's the world famous fairy tale. First thing, the like popular and the most known people have read about it, known about the elves and the shoemaker part. But it is a three-part thing. It's three
Yeah.
mini stories. It's not just one story. It's story about the elves. And the shoemaker thing is just one story. We have too many stories after that.
Mhm.
And this is the thing that I didn't know. And also, I did this story last year. I had the draft ready, and I did it with some another artist, but it didn't went well. Like it was the voice was not pretty but matching what I want to do, and I just canceled out the whole thing. This year I thought like, okay, I have someone who can do this and give justice to the whole thing, and we have in front of you, Michael Robbins. I just want to know your thoughts on this whole fairy tale thing, Elves and the Shoemaker, and the three mini stories that we are discussing. Please share your thoughts.
Uh, they're they're good stories. I think probably my favorite out of the bunch is the first one. It gets a little darker towards the end, which is kind of cool too,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
Halloween just ended,
Mm,
and you're still kind of in that spooky. I like doing books that have mystery and there's
yes.
something mysterious going on. I like that kind of thing. So the last two stories, they had some of those elements
Mm,
in them. But the first story definitely
the
reads
best.
Christmas all over it, with the
Yes.
surprise in the morning when
Yeah.
they're already made, and I love that. So
Yes.
there's a lot to the stories. I really enjoyed them.
Mm.
But the first one got my Christmas going. I enjoyed that.
Wow. 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 So, yep, the third one is about the changeling thing. And when you see that happening, because I've edited it and it went really well. So,
Mm.
when you will hear it, you will be in that zone. It's a very short and small story. So, I didn't got
Very quick.
much time to actually, I have to edit your part. You were saying those words, and the words are very matched, like scenes changes when the words change. And it's that fast. So, I have to cut your voice down and keep the gap and add the voice effects and sound effects in that, so it feels very real. So the third story, to all the listeners, the third story, which is about the changeling, you should listen it. Now it's not out, but when you're listening to the story, it might have been like pretty much on 4th December. The story will be out. First story, everything, the sound effects, like you will love this when you hear it. And it's done really well. with the edit part.
I can't wait to hear your effects
You'll love it.
because
You'll
you're
love it.
very good at it.
Yep, yep, yep. So you'll love it. You'll see the effect when the elves come, when they go out, when the child thing happens. You will see that transition happening in the story, and that's what one part I really worked on, because I didn't got that much of time to add on the effects, but I tried so that it looks that things are happening when you close your eyes and put on your headphones and listen elves and the shoemaker. You did your part really awesome. That made my job really easy. So that was the one thing.
Thank you.
Now, please tell the listeners and people who are going to watch it, where can they connect with you on social media and websites and all? Please share the details. Where can they
I
contact?
appreciate that. You can see my website of the work that I have done and could do for you, perhaps. Voiceover by Robbins .com, and also you'll find me on Audible. Just type my name in and you'll find about, gosh, 24, 23,
Oh,
24 books now, and I'm doing three
wow.
right now in
Wow.
addition to
Wow.
working
Awesome.
full time. So
Awesome.
um but yeah, no, I've been doing audiobooks for the past 6 years now, gosh. And yeah, cool, all
This is
kinds of
awesome.
books, so
Awesome.
pretty
Like,
cool.
yep, yep. Wonderful, wonderful. You've been doing this for a very long time, and this shows like how like you are an expert in this field. To everyone, the Instagram, the website, the mail will be mentioned in the description of this particular episode. You can also see down the line, because now when I'm editing, you'll see everything down this. So you'll see the email and the website down here when you're watching on Spotify. And to all,
Down here,
yeah, what I can do, I mean,
click
like,
and subscribe.
yeah, yeah.
I watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is a thing that now I got a feature. So I like previously it was just like
Yeah,
people were listening, so just go and watch it, like check the
now
website.
video is going to be really
Yeah,
important.
yeah, yeah. Videos now. Now I'm working. I'm putting a lot of energy. I don't do this kind of thing. I just ask my question, and that's my part. Now I'm pretty much putting like 20-30% more energy. So yeah, that's the change I'm doing, because I'm really excited. And now,
Video's hard. I
yeah.
you're doing really good. I'm not a video guy.
Yep. I wasn't, but like I had acting and film background, so that became easier, like bit easier. Like I can add on, and this is not like
Yeah,
I'm
you're a
doing it
good
like
interviewer. You're a good interviewer, AJ. You
I'm
really are.
I'm
Good
doing it like
personality.
doing from last 3 years. I was not this kind of guy at this moment, but I'm doing consistently from last 3 years. You like with the experience, where you should go, hang around, and where how the journey should be. So yep, that was the
Yeah.
thing. Now we come on quickly to the Spotify Wrapped. I just want to share the Spotify Wrapped 2022 for our podcast. The guy you're watching, he played a bigger part to our episode of the year, which is Prisoner's Daughter. We had Michael Robbins doing the part. So Prisoner's Daughter is the episode of the year, which was heard, I guess, 696% more listeners, 696% of more listeners that we got just
Wow.
from Prisoner's Daughter. It was in Omen's top 1%, and it was in Omen's top 5 best podcast, because the writer comes from Omen. He has very good like readers there, so a lot of people heard from Omen. So it was in there for a month in top 5 podcasts. Then we got 55% more listeners growth than 2021. Streamed in
Hmm.
new 16 countries, now in top 30 most followed podcast on Spotify. So this is just for Spotify. We have different listeners coming from India, which comes from Ghana app, and then from iTunes it's different. So this is just particularly from Spotify that I'm talking about. Then
Wow.
we had yep, that was it at this moment. Peter's Tale of Peter Rabbit and Love of Long Ago were two other dramas were in the top 3 list, top 3 most listened episode of this year. Tale of Peter Rabbit and Love of Long Ago. So yep, this was the Spotify Wrapped at this moment. And I'm just happy to share with you. And we are going to have Michael Robbins after the Burglar's Christmas with a very short clip where he talks about what thing is. Thank you so much. I guess we've covered everything, right?
I think it's been pretty thorough. You're good. Yeah.
Okay,
Pulled
okay.
some stuff out that I didn't even think about.
Yep,
So
yep, yep. That's I
very
think
good.
that this thing is really working for me. People don't expect like they'll go with this whole emotional thing, and the experience, and that's a good thing happening. That's what I love about this interviews that I do with artists. So thank you so much, voiceover artist, the one man army. The thing that you're doing, your work is really awesome. Thank you so much, Michael Robbins. You've been very great, and we are going to have you on this show like after 15 days. It will be not this big, but it will be like 5, 6, 7 minutes. But thank you for your valuable time. I'm really grateful to have you on this show. Take care. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and your listeners and watchers now, and enjoy. Check them out.
Yep. Okay. Okay. That's been my time. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's end this. Merry Christmas, everyone. Make sure you listen to Elves and the Showmaker. Show not Elves and the Shoemaker, and to all the other three stories. Thank you. Merry Christmas. And this is Christmas special, so it's going to be more things this whole month. Stay tuned. Stay safe. Take care. Bye. Us Christmas specials. The Elves and the Shoemaker, the first story from the Christmas specials, is now streaming.